improve it just a little bit. And this time in the scale, I'm going to type in 0.1, hit enter, and it is now back to the original size. So we magnify it by 10 and then bring it back to its original shape. And as you can see, the hole's filled. In fact, let's prove it. Go in here, you can see that tiny, tiny hole was filled. But it's the same size. So you can see how that's a function of SketchUp. Super little tiny things it just can't handle, so that's what you deal with. You blow it up, fix it, and then reduce the size. Okay, let's see. We want to fill this bottom part in, and my guess the reason that one didn't work is because these two pieces probably right here are not meeting on the same plane. And I can see that they're not. So I think what I might try to do is might fill this in a little different way. I think I'm going to come over from way over here at this corner, if I can get it to click. Oh, got to highlight it, guy. Sorry about that. I'm going to start from here and come straight down. I'm going to come down below the bottom, click, come over, pick up this, come down. Didn't stay there long enough to get it. Sometimes you have to let it sit there a second. There it goes, see? Okay, there I can see that should fill in. Still not working, which means, again, that's not a plane. Now there's another thing I can do here. There's a number of, I don't know, maybe you might call them cheats, but we'll see what happens here. Let's try this one. I can extend this line down so I know it's straight on the blue line, highlight this line, use the move key, and see if this will move down, and it's going to, without distorting. Now I have to make sure I keep it lined up on the line. I'm going to stop right about, I'll come down a little farther, make sure I'm far enough to go through the floor next time. There we go. Okay. I'm going to double click on that, and sure enough, once I do, it may well be a separate part. It's not blending into the other background. So just to make sure, I'm going to click and have that right click, intersect with model, see what happens. There you go. There's our new intersection between this flat plane and this area. If I click on that, you can see what we've got there. And this isn't separated because you see this curve here, this little spot is here, so I'm probably going to have to add a line there. As soon as I did, see it separated that little piece there. So now I can come back and erase that piece, and this is making a nice blend there down to that point. And we should be able to fool with the rest of this when we attach it to the floor here in a little bit. Okay, I'm just kind of double checking again. These two lines don't appear to be lining up exactly right, so I think I'll take a look at this. That's one continuous line. I think what happens is when I made this line, get rid of that piece, it needs to move over a bit. So we could try the same thing here that we did on the other side. I'm going to highlight it, take my move tool, slide it over till it lines up with the other one. There we go. Okay. So there's essentially the base part of our shell. Oh, just picked up another line. So hopefully you can see as I've been doing this, there's quite a few steps in this one. And it takes a little time, a lot of double checking, working back and forth, like we did in here, looking for small overlap areas, fixing those, maybe finding a hole that needs to be repaired. What I like to do at this point is take and turn off or get rid of all my lines again. And then at this point I'm going to come up and turn my shadow or my sun on. I'm going to move that one over for a minute. And just kind of look at it to see how the cast of the light is. And I can even move this around to different times of the day so the light is in slightly different positions. And by moving the light around, I can see I've got kind of a little tiny fold right there, but certainly not bad. But by making your light and shadow travel around your surface, really gives you the opportunity to study that shape and see what you think about it. And for what we're working on right now, I'd say that's pretty darn acceptable. So I'm going to turn the, grab the shadow, bring it back over here, click on the blue to turn it down. And I would need to join these together again, so once again I'm going to go back and turn my display edge and profile on so I can see my control edges. It's highlighted. I just need to pick a spot to put my move tool on. Remember, that's the M. Hit Control to duplicate, which gives you the little plus sign. Slide this one across. Right click, flip along green line. That's the area we want to flip it. Alright, now I can come back with my move tool, or the M again, grab this one and remate these two surfaces. There we go. And when you get in the right place, like we did before, it should kind of pop together. Okay, so here's our end cap coming along pretty good. Now you notice we got a new kind of triangular line in here. It's because this one is overlapping this one. And if we want, we can get rid of that later. But we're really getting pretty much of an end cap. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on that one and get rid of it because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to click on and highlight both segments. Now remember, this is the inner shell piece that we've done is all. So I'm going to slide this back till it lines up with the inner shell line.